The school district must prepare students to compete in the global marketplace. How well does the district currently do this, and in what areas is improvement needed? Person snuck in a second question. How important are standardized test scores in determining how well students are prepared? All right, why don't I give it a second one? School district must prepare students to compete in the global marketplace. How well does the district currently do this, and in what areas is improvement needed? How important are standardized test scores in determining how well students are prepared?
Okay, I think we do a fairly good job, but one of my goals, one of my favorite projects, if I'm reelected, is to push for a change in the schedule in our central high school. Right now, out of our 1,200 or so students, roughly 350 can't get their full choice of classes because of the scheduling problems. It revolves around the 3 different lunch periods. So I enthusiastically endorse a change which has been proposed by our high school principal and the staff there, that we go to a rotating schedule. This has already been implemented in the West Windsor district, and I just saw in the paper the other day that the Lawrenceville School District is going to that schedule this year. And I hope that we would be able to do that ourselves. I think the board is all in favor of it, and if we can get through some of our financial difficulties, we'd like to implement that as soon as possible. As far as the standardized tests, it's pretty difficult. We're compared with different districts, different district factor groups as to how well we're doing. There's always going to be a variation. Sometimes we're ahead of other districts. Other times we're a little bit behind, and we put emphasis on one area, and the other one seems to go down. But generally, we're keeping pace, and in some cases ahead of our other districts.
Okay.
I can't believe we're talking about testing, because I was on the phone to China today talking about testing for like 3 hours. And they may have problems, but they certainly can do well on tests, let me tell you. But let me talk about how we're preparing our students for globalization. I think we're doing pretty well. I think there's a few areas where we could be better. I think we need a lot of work in foreign languages. I think that's not a Hopewell problem, that's an American problem. And I think we could do better in language arts, particularly in the primary grades, in our elementary schools. We're not teaching writing quite up to what I would like to see. Standardized tests? Now they're not pleasant, and the danger of them is the backwash that you get because you're going to start teaching to the tests. And we do this here in Hopewell Valley, and not because we love to do it, but because the state mandates it. But if you look at a standardized test as a benchmark, and then say it's a snapshot, a picture of where we are at a particular point in time, you can use that quite usefully, as Mel, as you were saying, to compare to other districts. But at the same time, it tells us nothing about the process. It tells us nothing about how we got to that snapshot. So what you need to do is have alternative assessment paired up with standardized assessment. And if you use the two together, then it can be an enriching experience. So there is a place for standardized testing, but it shouldn't drive our curriculum.
Thank you. Ms. Desai, you're going to start us on the next one, and in fact, candidates is the last one. And I think maybe this will be a good summary for you. What do you think are the most important qualities of a good board member?
Sure. Well, I mean, obviously people have said many, many very true things. Just perhaps to add a few nuances, I think we need to be good communicators. I think you need to be able to go and to be able to tell the community, like we're saying right here, exactly what we mean and spell it out and be able to back up what we're saying with clear data that everybody understands. So we need to be good communicators. We need to be leaders. We need to show leadership in this community. That's what we're put in the position to do. We need to find common ground and try to reach consensus. That's very, very important. And we need to be able also to be good negotiators and have the ability also to pull back for the common good of the cause of the school district. And finally, last but not least, we need to understand something about education. I think we need to know what is good education. I'm often asked when I do teacher training seminars, what is good teaching? We have to define what that is. We have to have a vision for what a good education is, and I don't really think that we always think about that side of things. We need to focus on that as well.
Mr. Myers.
Yes, thank you. I believe it's important to listen. After all, you can't learn anything while you're talking. And I found that others may and frequently do have a better idea than how to solve a particular issue. So as board president, I always like to hear different views. I've been frequently criticized. A lot of people say, get this meeting over and we can all go home. And I like to listen, and I'll gladly take that hit. Thank you.
Okay. We come now to our closing section.
I would like to thank the League of Women Voters for conducting this candidate session this evening. I would also like to thank the many organizations that work so hard each year to improve our schools, including the Hopewell Valley Education Foundation and the Hopewell Valley Recreation Foundation, and all of our school parent-teacher organizations, amongst others. These organizations collectively donate around $400,000 annually to support numerous programs. They make grants to support our teachers and to enable the purchase of needed items such as smart boards. I urge everyone to come out and cast your vote on Tuesday, April the 20th. I know you support our schools, but wishes don't wash dishes. Hopewell Borough residents, please vote for me, Mel Myers, ballot position number 2. Hopewell Township residents, I would urge you to re-elect Jim Wolf, our Finance Committee Chairman, and Stephen Keene to a 3-year term, and of course elect Laura Desai for the 1-year term. In these difficult times, we need experience and teamwork on our Board of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. Mr. Lewis.
Right. Well, first of all, thanks to the League of Women Voters and thanks to the other candidates for a rich debate. Just a couple of things I'd like to point out about myself. I think what I would like to do here on the school board would be to build on our human potential here. We have a lot of resources at our disposal, and rather than looking for ways to cut, and rather than looking for ways to remove programs, let's look at what we have and try and engage everybody, teachers, students, community, in finding new and innovative ways in which to confront the challenges that we have. They are not unsolvable. In order to do this, you need somebody who has leadership capacity. I manage universities in 40 countries, a student population of 500,000, and a multi-million-dollar budget. People from all walks of life speaking 40 languages. I can create consensus. I do it every day. Knowledge of education. I hope I've shown you today that I know what education is all about. And finally, initiative, the willingness to take a stand and do something. These are the things that I could bring to the board. Thank you.
Mr. Lewis. Okay. We've come to the end of our forum. On behalf of the League of Women Voters, I want to thank the candidates for their cooperation and their help tonight. It's not easy being up here with all the questions that you asked them. But audience, too, thank you for your questions. It was not easy for me to pick what we could do within the amount of time that we had. So that makes a good showing for Hopewell Valley. Got good candidates, good audience, and a good system.